define something about me, I will just take you a quick glimpse back into the history, 30, 40 years back. I wanted to do everything very fast, as if time is just running and there is no tomorrow. So that was the core me. So skipped few classes, no nursery, no KG, jumped into the best I could get admission in the first. Ninth, nahi padna, jumped again. So quickly at the age of 19, completed my engineering. Now what to do? So I used to tell my parents, because I have done a little bit of run up in the initial beginning, so I probably have some time with me. Because I felt that I had a lot of time, so I was experimenting the entire journey of life. From what to what, you will be surprised. But I'll just take a quick 30 seconds to give you a brief. Completion of engineering, getting into a telecom tower company doing a literal physical tower installation, coming down, getting into a engineering lecturership. So I was on faculty with one of the engineering colleges. First half working as an engineering college lecturer, second half selling equity HNI clients and mutual fund investments and asset management. Another set of profile, tech support in a night call center shift. And they had an ambition to do something, so wanted to start some entrepreneurship journey and things like that. But with no money in hand, so obviously you have to gather things and resources as well. So the journey actually started like this. So first 2, 3, 4 years were all ups and downs, doing this, that. 2005 was a slight change. Came to Bangalore for a Aero India show. 2005 it started. So I got hold of something called carbon fiber, which was very top-end technology thing at that point of time. Did some engineering and some things with top-end companies like Boeing, Raytheon, got to meet a lot of people. So I had a very fancy name, fancy thing. Oh, wow, this tech thing is going to be very, very fancy and appealing. Then the journey all started. So what I'm today going to talk about is inclusive, sustainable growth as an entrepreneur. Why I say inclusive, sustainable? You see, entrepreneurship journey, a lot of people do, and we have inspirations, millions of inspirations across the globe. But when we talk about India, I personally have lived a journey which I feel like sharing a lot of times. And the primary aspect which I want to share is, when you make it inclusive, it's not just one thing that you have to struggle or do. You have to manage your resources, you have to manage your client, you have to manage the ecosystem in which you work. You have to create a balance between capex and opex. We have sometimes funds to make a building, and the next moment we say we don't have funds to operate the building. So why did we make it? Nobody knows. We buy a product, and then we say now we can't run this product. Why? Again, we don't have resources. So there are a lot of combinations and balances that we have to create all throughout this journey. Similarly, obviously, I am into waste management and things, so we always would like to say, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. And with Swachh Bharat movement, which Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji started, which I feel pride in saying that it is going to change the next generation. It has definitely brought a change currently, and future generations are going to change drastically. And we are seeing that in our children, Now you see, whenever we do any aspect in terms of entrepreneurial journey, business, work, anything, what we would like to do, I would suggest doing at the back end first, is a reverse engineering. You first understand the criticality of the problem and then see the solution relates to it or not. If my requirement is an accuracy of plus minus 10%, why am I running behind the best engineering in the world, a Japanese or a German engineering, and talking about 0.1% accuracy? Because for everything, there is an associated cost, there is an associated energy, investment, and an entire ecosystem. So what we always tell everybody across, and as a personal journey, we must do a reverse engineering whenever we are living any kind of problem solution sequence, whatever we are doing. we must have a sustainable approach, eco-friendly, something innovative, so that we stand apart from the rest. Otherwise, everything is available. And then we look at the total cost of ownership, capex, opex, balancing. How much cost I'm going to take from you, how much I'm going to make you pay in the ages. So if I stick a life cycle of any product, may it be a car for you, may it be a industrial product for anybody, the entire journey should be good. Now we come to today's subject, why. There are two words. One is why wastewater. So why to wastewater? And why wastewater? Why I came into wastewater? So both these whys are getting answered in the coming things. I will take a quick 30 seconds again to tell you a story which really inspired me. My father was a mining engineer. So my father was posted in a place called Mohangarh. This is near Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. I come from Rajasthan. So I am talking about 80s. There was a fort, a local fort palace, which was the residence cum office of my father. So I was a baby boy, my mother was staying there. My mother used to tell me, every day, imagine, you have 6 to 8 ladies coming to your house for domestic help. 6 to 8. Obviously, nobody would need 6 to 8 people to just work for domestic help. And why? For one tumbler of water, drinking water. Now, imagine, go back, each one of us. For one tumbler of drinking water, a lady is working for 6 to 8 hours in your house as a domestic help. And that too with folded hands, with a thanks. They are happy that you've given them the work for that water. This was the condition at one point of time. This really gives us that insight how important water is there for sustainability. We can all talk about big missions, big things, big ecosystems. But there are some fundamental basics which nobody can change. We need those fundamental things to survive in life. And water is one of the essential things. Nobody can deny that. Okay, so this is an ecosystem. Obviously, we all know water is an ecosystem. Everything is interlinked. A lot of times, see, my basic passion is to educate and counsel a lot of people who also create an impact. So I'm personally associated with some of the best known brands and consultants in the country who indirectly consult for building spaces, projects and other things. When I always ask them, they ask me a question that, why do you come and educate us? Why do you do all this? I always tell them that, see, business is one part which we all are doing for our sustenance. But whenever we talk about the word consultant, somebody, a guide or a mentor, what comes to our mind, each one of us? If there is a consultant who has given you some information, you will expect that to be a guideliner, that to be a right information which is going to give you a direction in life. If that information by any chance is wrong, I think this is like God giving you a wrong information, obviously nobody would want. So a consultant acts like a God for a project. They nurture it like a baby. So the information should go right. So we, as somebody into the industry doing this niche segment, we try to educate them for the right thing, for the right technology, for the right selection. So anyways, the ecosystem, as I said, is water anywhere or everywhere will ultimately come together. If you have a factory here or where we are standing, suppose I am standing on this piece of land. A lot of people ask me, I am doing rainwater harvesting. He digs a hole and he says, I am sending rainwater back to the earth. Now there are people who would say that because I am sending water inside this earth, the next borewell I have there should give me more water. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's an ecosystem. There are millions of tributaries below the ground. You are sending it, doing good, it's a kindness. If I have done kindness by giving it back, somebody else is getting benefited at somewhere where the stream is getting connected. So this is an ecosystem. We must respect the ecosystem and we must live with the ecosystem as an inclusive ecosystem. So sustainability, see, I would like to tell you here, in the entire journey, what I realized, the best way to actually solve a problem is be a friendly counselor with anyone you work for or you don't work for, whether it is your family, whether it is your friends, whether it is your clients, whether it is anywhere. The moment you start asking them what exactly is their need, the solutions can be many. So I was fortunate when I was in my engineering. So during one of my industrial training, I was in Aurangabad, so doing this industrial training in a research lab. So there was a mentor, a senior HOD who used to tell us, don't sell what you can make what you can sell. Fundamentally, this is one thing which always used to hit my mind, that it's so true. We should go to the people, to the users, ask them what exactly is their need, what is the biggest problem, and then that problem we can find optimum solution based on his situation. There can be one client. See, criticality of the problem has to be understood first. If there is a wastewater generated and I want to reuse that water for drinking, like Singapore is drinking recycled STP treated water. They sell new water bottle as a STP treated water followed by RO, and everybody is drinking. So if tomorrow one of you says, I want to drink this treated water, then I have a different solution to offer to you. If somebody says, oh no, I want to use this water for just flushing, I should think on a different timelines. If there is somebody who says, I don't have budget to operate a plant, a big mechanical plant or something, so I need to think of a root zone treatment, I need to guide them on a different natural process. So we must understand what is the criticality of our application, of our problem, so right solution should be achieved. So my entire journey has always been, as I said, wanted to run fast and do something new. So every next day we come up with a new problem and we starve ourselves down into it, finding the solutions and getting into the core engineering. So we had last year one project where the client wanted something unique, innovative. Now, innovative, why I'm saying? See, because we all want to do good for the environment, sustainability. Old buildings, old hospitals, old buildings, which are old means they don't have space available. Now they want to expand also, and government compliances are forcing them to put up new things and everything. So what we did for some of the projects, we designed these kind of prefabricated structure with a lot of seismic with analysis relating to all kinds of things, wind analysis, seismic analysis, and we created those structures which are self-sustainable, but they can be portably put anywhere you want. So the problem statement was different, so we could find a different solution for them. This was one of the different projects where we wanted a combination between 2-3 technologies to be implemented together. So we did that, and they wanted drinking water out of sewage. So we are implementing this one of its kind of a project. Unique. This one particular location, a hospital wanted to have, there was no footprint. So we made a structure, a hanging structure 17 feet above the patients and guests were moving below. We put a 17-foot high structure. On top of a structure, it was like a floating STP put on top. So the point here is, we can innovate, we can bring new technologies, we can bring solutions, we can do all kinds of things. We must understand what is the end user's need, application. Similarly in business, if we act as a counselor, if we act as understanding where and what application. In Bangalore, one of the applications, the client said, we want something very natural. We don't have capex or opex to operate with electricity and power. So we made a floating handling equipments for beautification as well as sewage treatment with all kinds of things. So these were some of the things we did with root zone treatments. So we must ensure whatever we are delivering is in combination and is in expectation of what the client wants. So this was one of the applications they said we don't have power, we don't have the right cabling coming in, so we made it with a solar combination. So all in all, impact which we all can make, we all can do, and we are all innovating. But like I said, the innovation must relate to the need of the user, and it must have a foresightedness as to how well the user will be able to sustain it Because without sustainability, without understanding the sustainability, the genuine meaning of sustainability will not come. So once we relate the two things, most likely things will automatically become sustainable. And it's an ecosystem, it will drive itself. Thank you so much.